me assassinated.
The world richest man, Elon Musk, is afraid of his life currently. Despite being the richest man with so much billions to spend and can decide to employ the entire Nigerian army to safeguard him for the rest of his life, he's afraid of his own life despite that kind of money. And he's afraid of being assassinated because he said what he's doing now will definitely get him assassinated. So despite working with Donald Trump and exposing some of the leakages from the government, he's still very, very careful. According to him, he said, it's no all I'm going to reveal to America. I am being careful. Because he's the head of Doge, of course, who are cross-checking Donald Trump administration, who are working closely with Donald Trump administration to cross-check and checkmate the past transactions of the United States of America, and they are revealing some crazy, crazy stuff. If you know about USAD and what they reveal about them being part of those organizations in America that are indirectly sponsoring terrorism in many parts of the world, something like that came up. But let me surprise you guys. Despite USAD allegations came up, it was quickly swept under the carpet. So Elon Musk is afraid because, according to him, he might get assassinated, and is careful about the kind of secrets he exposed.
It's like I'm not lengthening my lifespan by explaining this stuff, to say the least. I mean, I was supposed to go back to DC. How am I going to survive? This is going to kill me for sure.
This mother effer gonna kill me for sure. Hear him correctly. And as at now, Elon Musk is taking one of the massive hits in history of business. Lost about close to $1 trillion in stock, about 700 billion to 800 billion dollar in Tesla stock in just few months working with Donald Trump. I think he's planning on stepping away a little bit and be like, you know what, Donald Trump, my relationship with you and assisting the Americans to reveal the truth is not helping me. I think I'm going to step back. In fact, I'm going to replay this video though, but then let us go back to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, seeing that Elon Musk is taking a massive hit with his wealth going down because he lost about more than $100 billion dollars in just a few months working with Donald Trump. No, his wealth was about 500 million US dollar, half a trillion dollar. The first human on earth in record to have that kind of massive wealth. Now he has plunged down to 300 and something billion US dollars, and it's keep going down. So because of the sportsmanship, Donald Trump decided to just step in a bit and decide to assist Elon Musk. In fact, he wrote something about Elon Musk, talking about how patriotic Elon Musk is, and because of that, he's going to buy a Tesla. Well, despite this advertisement, do you think that is going to sway people? Is going to kind of like boost Elon Musk's wealth, Tesla stock up a little bit? Let us not get it wrong. Elon Musk is super rich, so no matter how Tesla was whatsoever goes down, Elon Musk will still be super, super, super rich. But then again, you know this elite. We don't know them, the people who control the world. And if they say, to hell with you, you are going down, you are going down. But is Elon Musk not that important to Americans that they want to see him gone? Is Elon Musk's life not valuable? Because we are talking about a man with so many massive innovative dreams who have brought a lot of progress to Americans. You understand? Will the elite overlook the contribution of Elon Musk, the contribution and what he the potential of Elon in the future and just decided, you know what, we are done with Elon. Let us eliminate him. Let us eliminate him. With the kind of things with the kind of innovation and things he has or upstairs, do you think the elites will be like, you know, okay, let us pardon Elon. Let us allow him to do whatever he's doing with Donald Trump. After all, it's just for 4 years. And then after 4 years, most definitely Elon will no longer be there. Or they will just decide, be like, you know what, we have had enough of Elon and Elon is going. We are not going to keep Elon in this world for too long. Because Elon himself knows it, man. He said, damn, these people are going to come from me. So who are these people? This President Donald Trump, of course, supporting Elon, buying a Tesla yesterday in front of the White House. Hmm? Donald Trump said, I'm going to support Elon and I'm going to buy a Tesla. Let's check out the message he put out about Elon the other day before going on to buy a Tesla. Let's check the message he put on. Let's check the message he put out because he knows very well that Elon is taking a massive hit, a massive loss, a massive hit and a massive loss. Even some world presidents are not so happy with Elon. They are not so happy with Elon, most especially France, Canada, then most especially Ukraine. They are not so happy with Elon. They have been warning, giving Elon straight warnings. So these people might just decide to be like, you know what, I've had enough. Trump said Elon has never asked me for anything. I didn't even know he was going to endorse me. I even handed the electric mandate and I kept thinking, when is this guy going to call me and raise hell? And he never called me. If I were him, I would have called. You heard it? Because that time, Donald Trump was fighting against electric cars. You understand? But Elon never really raised hell on Donald Trump. But now Elon is one of his greatest supporters in history. So Elon, I don't know if Elon is willing to stick his head for too long for Donald Trump, or he will just step away in order to safeguard his life and safeguard that of his family life. Because anywhere you see Donald Trump, you see Elon. They virtually work together. Whenever there is traveling, you see one of the magnificent uh, helicopter there for the United States of America, specially made. Elon is always there. Elon is always there. Now people are even wondering, do you have any other business, Elon? What about your Tesla, your uh, 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 establishment? Why are you abandoning them and following Donald Trump? Well, let's see how it's going to end for Elon. Because Elon himself is afraid.
So, in fact, I do think like it's like I actually have to be careful that I don't push too hard on the corruption stuff because it is going to get me killed. Um, you know, um, yeah, it's like I was actually thinking about that on the plane flight over here. It's like if I push too hard on the corruption stuff, people get desperate. Is the issue, right? Then they say like, okay, if the money flow cuts off, then okay, they can't afford school for their kids. Right. Then they're like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you for my kids. Right. Type of thing. So insane that that's been going on for so long. It's a gigantic scam, like one of the biggest, maybe the biggest scam. ever. If someone can get an NGO stood up for a fairly small amount of money, like George Soros is really good at this. Like George Soros is like a.
So I don't know what will happen to Elon, and he also said anybody can just decide to just maybe even someone who is not connected to the elite can just decide to, you know what, I want to mess up Elon, and it doesn't take that much. He just take one mistake from one of his bodyguards, not to look that way, and before you know it, boom, they almost got Donald Trump before the election. So who is Elon Musk that doesn't have the backing of the US force? Who is Elon Musk? Elon, be careful and not able to talk about his stock that is going down.
This story is nuts. Tesla's market value dropped nearly $1 trillion following a global sales decline. And Elon Musk has lost well over $100 billion in the last 2 months as the result of the stock decline. Sales are dropping all over the world. In Germany, the sales fell 60% in January and nearly 76% in February compared to the previous year. Even though EV sales in the country increased by 30%, in Australia, deliveries dropped by 65% in the first 2 months of 2025. And in February, they dropped nearly 72%. In China, same thing. February, 50%.
Call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean,
But there's no turning back, you're saying.
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient.
Thank you all very much. I love Tesla. Elon?
I wish we have such billionaires in Nigeria that are willing to stick their head out and be like, you know what, this country must work. Elon Musk have always said it that, see, he's willing to lose everything just for the truth. But some of his truth are not that truthful, like what he's doing in South Africa. Nah, that is not truth. Nah, Elon, you are still complicit as a human being. But I wish him all the best, and the United States of America all the best.